Hello, everyone. Welcome. Latisse here. Hope you all are doing well on this beautiful Wednesday or whenever you are watching. Sending good energy and love vibes and hope your enemies are out of your mind. Okay? Let's get the announcements in. Of course, I'm now offering readings, personal readings, mind, body, and soul, dream, ancestral, things of that sort. So check in the description and or the link in my bio to book with me. I am also doing donation-led readings every Sunday on YouTube here. I don't have really a set schedule, so it is best to have on your notifications and be subscribed so that way you know. And that way it's a little bit easier for those that can't afford the other readings to kind of get their own personal reading a little bit set for them in that area as well. Okay? But other than that, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. It does help your girl out quite a lot. And let's go ahead and get into this reading. Okay. So, what's crazy is I I am gonna do one of these today, the past, present, future. But I wanted to start with that. I was like, okay, that is what I had in my head. I'm going in, and I want to do past, present, and future. However, when I started, after I did my reading, because that was what I thought about the first time when I woke up today. Like, okay, that sometimes I just like spirit is like do this. So I'm like, okay. When I started, getting at the table, getting ready for the collective, pulling in on your energy, and essence and all that stuff, it kept saying mind, body, soul, and I'm like, spirit. Like that's this is not what we discussed. This is not what we discussed. But it kept coming out, and then even when I was like, okay, all right, shuffling the cards that I had, and it kept saying mind, body, soul. I'm like, okay, second time's the charm for me. I don't need the third time. Second time's the charm for me. Third time is when it works out. So I was like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and do a mind, body, and soul reading. And just as I was, getting the cards ready, cleaning out, getting even more prepared, I'm like, okay, so now this is what we're gonna be doing. The first thing that I heard was disappearing act, but I put disappearance act, but I kept hearing disappearing act. And it's crazy because it's almost like this is something that you kind of get used to, right? You're okay with withdrawing your energy, withdrawing your space, and things of that sort, which really does line up with the cards that you got. Like your energy, you could be an empath, um, you could be a medium, so somebody's able to see the energies, not just sense them. It's somebody that is able to take on a lot of energy. Like once you walk into a room, like you can pinpoint what the vibe, like the energy is very quickly. Like you are the definition of reading the room, right? You kind of sometimes take that on, or um, you could be the soul of the party, not even necessarily life. Like your energy when it comes, people are attracted to it like a magnet almost. And so you do a lot of like disappearing acts where you like retreat, you go into self. But with disappearance act, it's letting me know that you got to get better with being vocal with your boundaries so that way you don't always have to disappear. You have people around you that respect your time and energy, but also people that check in on you with your time with your time and your energy. Like, are you good? Like, I know, like this and that. It's kind of that energy because I feel like what you do for others, and I say you neglect self, but they have you write on the pink paper with the pink pen. So definitely a lot of self-love energy, and even the cards that you got is energetic and transformational flow. All three of them are energetic and transformational flow for mind, body, and soul. And that border outline is pink, which is Larry's most a lot of pink for you guys is coming up today. And it's about that self-love that's really coming in here. Really, even further than self-love, self-knowing is what I'm hearing. And I feel like since you feel like you're able to take on so much energy, understand energy, you can have a lot of peacock energy possibly, or vulture energy, where you're able to take on things and consume them a lot better, digest them a lot better, where it doesn't anchor you to that energy. But you can, you're able to observe and not absorb. but it causes a lot of disappearing or disappearance act within what you do and how it's done, because right under that I wrote ghost host. It's almost like you're hosting an event. It's what's that? Great Gatsby vibes. Like you are hosting the event. You know how to bring people together, gather them, but you're not really in the mix. You're not really in there. It's like a disappearing act. Like you disappear, or people don't really. So it's almost like a ghost host. Like you're there hosting the party, but you're not really there. It's just an energy, your presence, your vibe that you create. And so, thank you, Spirit. It's like this directness that Spirit wants you to have more with setting up boundaries, where you don't always feel like you have to run. Not saying to not, take your own time, because it definitely feels like that is needed for you guys. Take your own time, take your own energy, retreat every now and again. But it's in a sense of you shouldn't have to always separate completely. Like there should be boundaries up where you're able to do that in person with other people. Am I making sense? So instead of you always having to go home and stay there, or be in your own energy for like a week, a month or so, it's like you can do that when you're out around other people. It's like I'm seeing Bubble Boy now, or Bubble Boy had that, um, the bubble around him essentially, and he was able to go out, and that was the only way he was able to do it. But he still had this pressure. He was around other people. People were still able to interact with him, but he got this bubble up, and it's like a sense of you having to have the border, especially since you are able to take on other people's energy, understand people's energy, see spirits, read the room, that type of energy. That disappearance act is not, because I feel like some of you are like, I don't want to have to go away each and every time, like not even like a FOMO, just like I like being out around people and things of that sort. You could be, in that sense. So Spirit is like they're recognizing that, especially since act kind of having its own energy, and I wrote them pretty big. So kind of right on top is like you don't want to act anymore, almost. I'm like, okay, I gotta go. Let me. It's like you still want to be involved. So it's a sense of almost becoming like that great Gatsby global energy. It's like you can still be involved, and people can recognize that because again, you have energetic and transformational flow. It's the energy that you feel inside of yourself that you allow to transform your life, right? Then we have instigate under that. And it's like I'm hearing something in my head because I heard instigation, but then they have me write instigate. Instigate. And this is not a bad thing, like instigating a fight, a riot. It's like you're instigating people's energy. You are able to make them see the potential and drive off of that potential within themselves to reach it. Like you instigate their energy, you instigate their self confidence, you instigate who they are. It's like you talking to them. You ever been an instigator like, oh my God, you don't let them say that? You don't let them do that to you? It's like, I remember having a conversation and I was talking to someone and they was like, no, I don't do that. I was like, well, why not? Why can't you do that? Like, ain't you the one? It's like talking. It's like instigating that energy, speaking life into them essentially. Like, so you just gonna let yourself sit there and not show them who you really is? It's reminding me of that moment from My Little Pony. I'm always bringing it up because I rep it hard. My Little Pony, where Twilight Sparkle didn't want to share because she didn't want to be seen as somebody that was egotistical or things of that sort, right? But her friends, Spike, always a real one. Spike was like, no, like show them, and even once her friends was like, no, like we weren't gonna treat you that way. We know why you use your gifts. Like it's a part of who you are. Plus you don't do it in the way that Trixie was. So it's almost like, no, like go show them what you can do. Like you got somebody over here that's doing all this extra stuff. Go show them who you are. Like you don't let them do that. You don't let them set that up. So it's almost like that instigation of people's energy and spirit, and that's also why you imagine it's like you're able to like flick on things that they didn't even know to be flicked on. We have chance coming in here. There was really no elaboration with that. They just had me put chance. And there's even now, and that's letting me know that we're gonna have to get deeper into the reading to get further into that. Ashe. We also got verses coming in here. And with your cards, some of them came out in the reverse. Is letting me know that it's sometimes a little bit of an internal conflict with self and how to go about still being able to be you without having to again possibly disappear or fully retreat, or it's like you want to be a better healer, you want to be a better communicator, you want to be better in those things without it feeling like, okay, I can. You want people to be able to do things on their own. Thank you, Spirit. You want people to be able to do things on your own and discover things on your own. So you're trying to figure out a way of like, how can I set that up for people to start discovering themselves? Because I can't reach and touch everybody and be there physically, So it's like, how do I do that now? And allow myself to be seen in a way that's a wider scale. How can I share my gifts more? And it doesn't even have to be, you know, in a way that you're like, it's whatever your passion is. It's that love, and you are able to enter a room in that way. I'm like, oh, I love working with them. I love seeing them. I love saying it's that energy. So you're kind of like going with self, like, okay, should we do this? Should we do this? It's kind of figuring that out and finding that balance. We got vigor coming in here, and vigor is essentially saying and doing things with the authoritation and knowing, and you definitely walk in that energy and that presence and that essence. Um, with vigor, it's almost like just start speaking on that more. I feel like for yourself and what you truly want more as well. But let's go ahead and get deeper into the reading for you. Okay. Now, when I also was pulling out these cards, when I was pulling out these cards, thank you, Spirit, I did mind. I asked, I was like, okay, what do you have for mind? Then I asked for soul. Then I asked for body. And that lines up with the ghost host, the disappearing act. It's again where your body, you feel like you have to physically remove your body, and you don't really necessarily want to. You still want to be around, but you're also trying to learn how to navigate to, again, like, okay, I'm observing and not absorbing, but your energy is still intertwining with others, and you're trying to balance out how to observe, absorb, in, what's the word I'm looking for? Observe, absorb. I'm hearing initiate others. Thank you, Spirit, and initiate them without you having to, again, always get in that energy. So we got the mind, the soul, and the body. And that's exactly how I'm going to read it, because that's exactly how I asked for it, and it came out what I'm knowing. So the first one that we have for your mind is energetic and transformational flow. Okay? And it's confident. Like I said, you're confident in what you talk about, what you know, which is also why you got ghost hosts, which means people come to you a lot, or you just have people walking up to you, just sharing the conversation lasts. It's like this energy where you're able to host others' energy almost. Kind of like a place or a building hosts a ghost and it stays there even if the building is torn down. It's the energy that's there. So you're able to host that essentially. So with this being confident, you're confident in what you're able to do, your capabilities to help heal and help others grow and learn. So let's go ahead and read this. Confidence is the emotion that points to complete self-trust. It is the belief that your actions will lead you to experiencing some level of success. When you are confident, it is easier to accept constructive criticism and use it as a valuable information tool, leading to personal growth. And of course, the crystals will be down below. I'll show you that. We'll go ahead and help you with that. So with this being with your mind, again, you are mentally very strong, which is like, I can be out there. I don't need to physically always retreat inside. I can be out there. I can talk to people. I can go to this event. I can go to this part. I can set this up, and I can do this. I can interact with this brand, and you can juggle a lot of things with ease and do a lot of things because your energy and your mindset and how you move is able to hold it in, and it doesn't feel like a weight, right? Your mind and your soul is very much able to do that. Sometimes your body, I feel like that also needs a lot more paying attention to, essentially, is what I'm hearing, especially with that verses in your body. It's like, okay, how do we do this? How do we set this up? Because your body still has to take a moment. Like, you're able to move, and it's like you're there. You can push it, but sometimes your body's like, I need a break. I need to rest. I need a moment. or maybe I shouldn't have took on an extra conversation because the body card that we have in here, which I'm going to get to, is in reverse. What also still is your soul card, and your soul card is proud. Okay, and I hate that saying because not like in the way that it is, but because I always think about Charmed. But pride goes before the fall, and I'm thinking of that moment when Prue, um, was it Prue? The oldest sister, the actual oldest sister came, and they all got like infected with the 7 deadly sins, and she had pride. And so if something was happening when she was like tied up and she was almost going to get like pushed into the hole, and she's being prideful, like, even if I get pushed, I'll still make it. I can jump in there. It's like that pride. It's like no matter what it was, it's almost like the hardest one apparently to defeat in the show, where it's like, no matter what happens, I can still do it. No matter what it is, I can set it up. And again, it's that energy of this versus in yourself. Like, yes, you know that you mentally can do it. You can absorb, you can take it on, but it's something with your body. It's like, hey, I'm also here. I'm also present. So your soul is letting you know, um, to those disappearing acts are a signal from yourself. Like, you are a very spiritual person. Like I said, it can be mediumship that you have, reading the room, the energies, being able to initiate people essentially with just being around you, initiating their spiritual growth and journey and manifestation, whatever it is. It's like that is the power that you have. But make sure that you're taking it in a way to be proud and not prideful, egotistical, in that way of like it's fighting. Like, no, we can go, we can take another one, we can have another conversation. To the point where again you're gone for like weeks or months because you have to rehabilitate your own energy. And you're not understanding why, because you're confident in what you're doing and you know what you're doing and why. So you're like, why? It's your body. It's your body. Like, hey. Okay, so let's read proud. Okay, it says pride is the self dignified nature of those who are certain of themselves. It is deep rooted in the heart. However, there is a fine line of duality within pride that asks for deeper awareness. The shadow side of pride can create rigidity, which can help you from walking the heart's true path. Which can keep you from walking the heart's true path. And again, that was in reverse. So again, what you truly want to do is to help people. So now your body and your spirit is trying to come together and say, hey, we can still do that. Almost like a bubble boy. We can still deal with an effect that has boundaries, that has restrictions, that has, I'm hearing timelines, in a sense. It's almost like I'm seeing Jennifer Love Hewitt in Ghost Whisperer, which is hilarious. I got Ghost Host. I say it all works out and plays. Where she had to be like, hey, or when she's like talking to him, like, we can't talk out in public. Or she'll be like, hold on, let me put on my Bluetooth, so that it's like you're adding in some sort of boundary where she'll be like, hey, you cannot bother me at night. We can do this in the morning. I'm trying to sleep with my husband. Like, I'm trying to relax. The bedroom was off limits. Like setting those type of things where it's like, yes, you're able to do that, but you need stronger boundaries, which is also why the vigor came out, saying things with the authorization, because you're still going to be leading with respect and love and confidence and compassion, because that's just who the root of you are. But we don't want to lose the sight of that within your soul, and being able to express that. It's also where the shadow self and deeper, really diving into why you're doing something and not just your ability to do something. Okay? Now your body card came in here, which is frustrating. Which is why I said it's almost this energy of like, and this is in reverse, is this energy of your body being like, we're trying to let you know. Because your body also wants to be here for the long run to be able to hold your spiritual gifts and enhancements and what you're able to do. And spiritual gifts can just being able to design clothes really well. And when people put them on, they feel confident and sure and sexy in themselves. Well, that is a gift. It doesn't have to be, hey, you mix this candle with some honey and a little bit of rosebud oil, and that's a love romance. It doesn't have to be that. It can be what, again, you truly love and feel confident in, not only just in your spirit, but in your mind. So we're frustrated, again, your body's calling out. That's why I was like, we need to pull back. We need a moment. We need a moment. Give us a break. Or it just needs rest, because it also has to leave space for its own energy, okay? It says, frustration arises when an overwhelming feeling meets an internal stagnation. It is as if there's power inside without motion toward the goal. Once you can identify the underlying problem, see the goal, and channel that frustration into action, it becomes tender upon the fire that moves you onward. Again, it's not just your capability to do something, and it's that why and how can I do it, and how can I put it out there. Okay, so with this frustration, it's like take a moment and figure out how to properly do this for yourself. And again, all the crystals, because again, there are crystals and stones on the back that help you either alleviate this energy or balance this energy and things of that sort as well. Okay, let's see if we can get some information on chance. Because that's still, what is a chance? I feel like you guys may know. Thank you. So I'm going to take that card. It has to do something with you putting yourself in a different light, because it's the card that came up for a little bit more clarity. And my love deck is coming out. Now, it doesn't have to be romantic love. It can be romantic love. But with this, picking my love deck, it lets me know that it has to do with love. And that makes sense because, again, you got pink, pink, pink. That rose quartz energy, that love energy, that open heart space, heart chakra energy. Yeah. So let's see what's going on with that. Spirit, what do you have in regards to chance and secure here? You need to know how this chance, what chance. Okay. The only card that fell on the floor for you too, by the way. Ooh. 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 Okay. Definitely putting yourself in a different or new light for sure. And you're not quite sure how to work with or deal with that. Maybe some chance spirit. What about this chance in there? Ooh, that's a lot of cards. Hmm. Hmm. Final message. They don't want to talk to you about this. They don't want to talk to you about this. Yeah. It got caught on my chest and it was like, no, we're coming down on the floor. Okay. And you see, look at this side, this is where my monitor is. My computer screen is black, so that's where the camera is. But We rock and we ride. Okay. So again, the card that we got for this further understanding of chance was insecure, and this is a mental clarity card, which is crazy because your energetic and transformational flow under your mind card, the only upright card, is confidence. So this is letting me know that you are confident in your spiritual gifts. How you're confident in yourself, but when it possibly comes to relationships, most definitely relationships, that's where some insecurities come into. Which is also why they want you to work on boundaries with your spiritual gifts because you are so confident with them, and that will trickle into boundaries in your personal life, your career, things of that sort, and how that works out. It's like you are very confident in sureness. You know what you're talking about. You know how to move. You know how to act. You know how to redirect. You know how to heal. You know how to do all these things, not just for yourself but others. You're very confident. So it's like pull into that as well for reality. I'm hearing for like your actual physical world because with insecure under mental clarity, it's like again that versus energy in your mind where it's like some things are very strong and lined up, but it's almost like they need to help others to help your body and your shadow work. I hope I'm making sense because it's making sense to me. I shade to read the insecure. It has who insecurity emanates from a lack of self confidence and may occur when you are harshly judged by yourself or others, or from embedded emotional wounds of the past. When you are feeling insecure, it indicates a real need for self love and care. You need to find a way to banish negative self talk and self doubt and your dependency on others. And the crystals for that would also be down below as well. Now, it's giving that you may already be in a partnership or you are currently dealing with someone in that partnership, in that energy. Because, hold on, where's that little, right here. It is in here. Right, I feel you. Because we got a Uranus card. We're going to go ahead and start there as well. That's the signs. This is what I want. This is what I need. It says it brings up some powerful human needs, such as the desire for freedom and individuality, as well as a push towards a larger vision and humanitarian service. Big thoughts, big insights, and big changes are being represented. Okay? So, again, that freedom and individuality, yourself, relationships with this coming in, and it's sideways. It's not even like upright. It's they haven't put it sideways. So it's letting me know it's really this balance with your body, like your soul, your spirit, like all that in your mind. It feels, but it's like your body is almost like on the back burner. Like you take care of yourself, you know, you're not somebody, but it's like it's that extra self love thought, you know, self preservation, the self acknowledgement, and that freedom, that sensuality, that essence of allowing that to also be felt in your body. With others, it's almost like I have to trust them as much as I trust myself. It feels like I have to push that limit. I have to trust myself. And it's like, I don't know if I want to do that. It gives that, like, I don't know if I really want to do that because what if it doesn't work out? Because we have teamwork and fear of failure coming in here. So it's like, what if it doesn't work out? What if it isn't like what what if they don't do their share? What if I'm the one? It's almost like this fear of failure of it not working. Like it doesn't feel like teamwork, but it's letting you know with teamwork being on top, the fear of failure that you have needs to be communicated with the person that you are afraid you are going to fail with or around. Ooh, that ringing. Ashe. Yeah. So recognize when you're feeling insecure when it comes to relationships with other people, friends, family. But this is definitely giving romantic. I'm gonna let you know, but just to broaden the skin, but this is definitely giving romance where you feel like it's possibly on a different level of love and how you engage with it. So you have to be willing to work with someone else. and not feel like you can carry everything or you can handle everything. Yes, you can read a room well and probably their energy well and get all that sense, but you also have to allow them to also read you in that and let them take you on as well. I hope this is making sense. And I keep saying I hope this is making sense. And I feel like that's okay for you to say as well. You're like, I don't know if it's going to make sense to them or if they're going to go for that. So continue. Like, I'm not sure. Because again, but it's definitely like, yeah, you have to communicate with them your fear of the relationship possibly not working out. Because some people are like afraid to say, what if we don't work out? Like, what if this happens? You know, they're afraid to bring up those conversations in relationships because they're like, why are you thinking about the end? It's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. So be okay with having those conversations that others may feel like are taboo because that helps with your insecurities. Like, no, I'm just because of this and this. And it allows you, again, that deeper sense, which is where that soul comes from. The reverse of the pride comes from. It's like, no, I have no sense of that. I have to recognize like if this is the energetic transformation flow, this is going to help clear me mentally as well in what I'm feeling because I know like that's not the reality possibly that can happen, and it can just be a conversation, a sense of that understanding away. Okay, you possibly I'm not. Yeah, you possibly could be a person that goes through a lot of relationships. Nothing wrong with that. Um, not like a lot, but like you have to share. I'll put it like that. You have to share, which is possibly why you have to feel failure. It's like past experiences and things of that short sort as well. Thank you, Spirit. I'm staring at this card, and that kind of has you like hesitant and allowing somebody else back in that way. Because we have 4 cards in this way, but I'm going to pick it up 2 by 2. We have trust and hidden agenda. You feel like there's always something beneath that they're hiding. I'm sorry, not so loud. I don't want to get right list. But you feel like there's something that they're hiding or that they really want or that they're really seeking, or it's just like, but you have to trust and let go and be open that that isn't the outcome, that isn't what's happening, that they don't have a hidden agenda, that you again can trust in the spiritual gifts of being able to read the room, read people, their energy, and trust that you make the right selections, and that you also have to trust that you can't control other people, you know, um, another feeling, and that sometimes also for some of you people just change. You grow in different directions. That doesn't have to be a bad thing. It grows in different directions. Sometimes they want different things than what they said in the beginning of the relationship because they got some new insightful information or experience that changed their mind. And so not everything is a hidden agenda or a hidden plan or things, especially with the leading with that. So take that chance. Thank you, Spirit. Take that chance to trust that people aren't trying to use you or just get close to you, that they actually want you, right? We have short-term connection, and joy, and stability. And again, these are all 4 cards going together. So again, you feel like having joy, stability, excitement are very short, or they're very short-term lived. Like, oh, it lasts only for this long, or that past relationship didn't last that long, and it was great, but again, we possibly grew apart. So you don't feel like you'll be able to have something that is very long-lasting. But with the wheat coming in here, that is about longevity and prosperity and abundance being able to happen um, for a long run, for something that is very stable. So again, it's like this feeling of feeling like it's a hidden agenda or you can't trust the other person or really truly let your guard down. And it's in a sense of you feel like maybe the joy, the stability, the growth, you understood this card stand on me, is not I pulled lesson learned. On top of that, lessons learned on top of insecure in Uranus. So changing your thoughts, your minds about how you perceive past relationships as lessons and not torture or things of that sort. But joy and stability is something that you can have long term with someone else romantically, for sure. It's just a means of finding that person that's willing to put in that teamwork with you, to reassure you, to help you, to navigate with you, all those things, right? Mm. say some. I say this is it's okay. We can stop laughing now. This per this person that you are questioning, like, is it going to work out? Things of that sort last long term. This is something that will. This is a relationship that can lead to marriage if that's what you're looking for. Lasting for years, having kids. Like, it's that because somebody's gonna be trying to reach out, like an ex, trying to reach out, like trying to get in between. You know, it's that here we go saying Coco Jones. Here we go again, song by Coco Jones that I'm hearing. Like, I know when you get to liking my pictures, it's time. Here we go. That type of, it's like, yeah. But with this reaching out and pillow talk, they don't really want nothing. They really don't want anything. Like, they see how your relationship is thriving and how you're getting over these hurdles and learning lessons and really wanting it to work and not clinging to, feeling like somebody's doing something so you feel like you got to hold back centers of yourself, you're being more vulnerable. They notice that. It could be regaining that spark that they notice or whatever it is. Like, they're noticing that and they're seeing that. So with the reaching out and pillow talk, they really don't want anything because on top of that, this is also them. It just body language and amazing sex. It's right on top. It's like that's all that they want from you, and not just the sexual part, but they want to be around. Like I said, when you walk, you instigate something in people that shifts their entire dynamic. Like I said, shifts their way they think, allows them to open up to manifestation. Like you are like a walking angel, a walking God, a walking deity. Like you got power within you, and they notice and recognize that. So with the body language, it's like you're real eager for something that, again, over here, you like, I don't even really want. I don't want that. You part of the reason why it's cute. So they might be reaching out because they're noticing they could already be watching you in your relationship. You're like, oh, they still gonna fuck with me. Like, do that. Like, am I? Am I? Your thought. So that's why we're laughing, because it's just like they're trying to get in between, which is hilarious because they're literally in between before we get to the last two cards for you. So they're literally trying to like interject themselves in the relationship, possibly even trying to talk to your partner on some BS, but your partner's not going for it, which is why you got the teamwork and the fear of failure on top. It's like this is again somebody that with the Uranus and the lessons learned that they work with you. This is something that is long term. Like, why do you mind blacks about my woman, about my man, about my man? Why are you doing that? Mind your business. Mind your life before I have to mind it for you. Okay? Like, it's that energy. Like, so yeah, they gonna try. Motherfuckers gonna try. And your last one that you got is fresh start and love is a verb. This is again, a relationship that you guys have been in for some time. It could have been new stuff, but with the fresh start, love is a verb. It's like it's a fresh energy of recognizing love is action. And this person is showing me with their actions and the words. Because it's like I can actually feel the love, take it in, and embrace it, and allows for a fresh start in how I think about myself, how I feel about myself. And even with this person being alone, like I said, the individuality of Uranus, it also is humanitarian. It's Aquarius energy. Being able to have that and recognize that I can still be me around other people and allow for fresh beginnings and starts because they're also wanting that for me. So take that chance on that love for you. Actions speak louder than words. Love is a verb. And with all this love, again, the pink with the pink, this you are very open to that. That's what you want. Honest conversations right on the top. Nothing on the back of the deck. Nothing on the back of the deck. So you're having these real conversations, and that's right on top of insecure with yourself and with others. Again, that bubble energy will still allow them to see you, experience you, and be involved with you. So yeah, that has been your mind, body, and soul reading here. Thank you guys so much for joining. Again, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Love yourselves. And I love you. Love yourselves more. So I think we're all together on the same. Bye.